Have been no protests locally, and no one has been detained at CVG, but there is a sense of fear tonight. As Local 12's Brad Underwood reports, for most families, there's uncertainty about what happens next. Brad?
Well, hi, Anjanette. Fear, anxiety, just some of the words to describe the current moods of many refugees in the Cincinnati area. There are looming questions about what's next for them and for their family members in foreign countries. And right now, the answers, they're not out there. Green cards and visas don't automatically mean entry anymore, and refugees from specific countries of concern will no longer be admitted into the United States after the signing of the president's executive order.
And I thought to myself, what if we have stopped Jewish refugees during World War II because of Nazi crimes? And we're concerned that there would be Nazis among them. We are doing exactly the same thing right now. We are penalizing the victims for the crimes of the perpetrators.
Ashraf Traboulsi came to the U.S. in 1990 from Syria, and he became a citizen in 1996. Traboulsi says there is apprehension from refugees to speak about what's happening, and there's a real fear in the community.
People are afraid of being deported themselves, like because they have arrived recently to the country. They are a lot of concern of being kind of deported, grouped, people will come knocking at their door, take them out and send them back. So there is a concern and there is a lot of fear.
And for those here already, an even bigger concern for loved ones who expected to come here but now cannot.
We're talking about spouses, one spouse here, one spouse in a refugee camp in Jordan. We're talking about parents who are here and they have a child back in the refugee camps. And we're talking about children, son who is here and waiting for his parents to come. And all of them, they know now for a fact that they will not be able to be reunited with their family members after this order.
As the Islamic Center of Greater Cincinnati put out a statement regarding the executive order, it says in part, although the executive orders do not explicitly mention Muslims or their faith, several provisions target Muslims. As such, they violate the principles embodied in the First Amendment and our country's commitment to religious neutrality.
You know, Ashraf Traboulsi is a really nice guy who does a lot of work with the Syrian American community. He's probably hearing a lot from any local refugees about being fearful.
He is both within his family, both phone calls, answering a whole different a myriad of questions from what is really happening, what's happening in my family, but also explaining to people exactly what's going on. Some may have only been here a couple of days and may not have a full grasp of the English language. So it's really explaining and answering so many questions to people, and we've seen today things changing many times.
Yeah, it changed so quickly, so there's probably a lot of confusion, and it's probably going to get a little bit worse before it's over. I know it's not the last we've heard of this.
Right.
All right, thank you, Brad. The Council on American Islamic Relations plans to file a lawsuit next week challenging Mr. Trump's order as unconstitutional. Local 12 News will stay on top of this story. Make sure you stick with us on the air and online for any new developments.